Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Stephanie DeGroat. I'm one of the weight loss directors here at Monmouth Pain. I'm here with Dr. Mindy.
Yep, I'm Dr. Mindy Drake. I'm another one of our weight loss directors in our Shrewsbury location.
Okay, so today we're going to get started just talking about a weight loss tip, the topic of protein. So I'm going to start us off by talking about your vegan options of protein. Most people know about a lot of non-vegan proteins, but I'm going to kind of talk about at least the amount of protein you can get out of some vegan sources, starting with quinoa. So not everybody knows what quinoa is. It's a type of grain, but it's very, very tiny. You usually have to have it sprouted before you can actually eat it, but it's actually also a good source of magnesium, iron, and fiber. But about 185 grams of quinoa, which equates to about 8 grams of protein. So it's a pretty solid source of protein if you're looking for more of that type of option. Another one is amaranth, which is also a gluten-free grain. A lot of people use amaranth. That's actually the first time I heard about that was when I was looking for gluten-free alternatives for baking. So it's very commonly used in gluten-free baking. It's a really good alternative. A cup of amaranth is actually about 9 grams of protein, so pretty high for protein. That's anything you could be baking with. And you can also make it as a type of porridge or some type of oatmeal, so that's also another option. Another one is buckwheat, which a lot of people know about buckwheat protein, or not protein, but pancakes, for protein pancakes. So that's where I used to hear buckwheat a lot of times. You can also use it in some types of breads. Another gluten-free option, a cup of buckwheat is about 6 grams of protein. And then another thing, if you're looking for a bread, Ezekiel bread. But Ezekiel bread is a sprouted form of bread, so it's a little bit different. It's a little bit better for your gut. It's more of a whole grain, but sprouted whole grain. 2 slices of Ezekiel bread is roughly 8 grams of protein. Another one would be like chia seeds. Hummus is a great alternative if you're looking for a vegan source. Hummus is very easily something you can have as chickpeas by themselves, or something like hummus that you can dip veggies in or something like that. So it's another good one. About 1 tablespoon of hummus is 1.2 grams of protein. So each thing, so like a cup is roughly like 120 grams or something. So hummus is also full of a lot of good nutrients like iron, folate, B vitamins. So if you're looking for something that's more of a multifaceted vegan protein source, that's another good one. Some other options that people are very familiar with is like tofu. Tofu, 3 ounces of tofu is 85 grams, which is 8 grams of protein. Another one is tempeh, and then edamame. So those are also very common vegan sources of protein, but those are more soy-based, which that's a whole nother thing we could talk about. But I like to encourage people to stay away from more soy-based proteins just because there's that higher level of inflammation with a lot of soy products, which can actually deter you from losing a lot of weight. So we can talk about that another time, but now Dr. Mindy is going to talk more about some other protein sources.
Right, so if you're going to get your protein from animal sources, a couple things you want to think about is number one, you want to keep it organic because unfortunately a lot of livestock are exposed to antibiotics and pesticides and things that are just not going to help you feel good. And so organic is one thing to consider, grass-fed as well. So if you're going with beef, grass-fed helps keep the kind of fats that would inflame you, make you not feel great, to a minimum. So we're looking at chicken, beef, fish. If you're going to eat fish, you want to make sure it's not farmed. Unfortunately, they're exposed to a lot of chemicals and have heavy metals in them as well. So staying away from that's going to keep you feeling good. As far as the serving size goes, we like to keep it to about 4 ounces per meal, and that's about the size of a deck of cards. So it's a good reference. The size of the palm of your hand is another way to sort of stay within your a good serving size to make sure we're not eating too much. Another source of really good protein that's affordable is eggs. And one of the questions that we get about eggs is whether you should eat whole eggs or eat the egg whites. In the 1960s, people were told that eating too much eggs is going to give you too much cholesterol and is bad for your heart. And in the past 10 years, a lot of research has been done to actually show that that's not true. So you can safely eat 2 to 3 eggs a day and should not have any effect on your cholesterol levels whatsoever. And along with the whole eggs comes a lot of really good nutrients that are going to keep you full and make you feel good. Specifically, choline is one that really helps your brain. And again, just minerals to make sure that you're getting all the nutrition you need when you're eating less than you normally would be. So lots of good options for you to stay full. And like we said, getting plenty of protein is going to help keep the appetite down. Is going to get you to your weight loss goals a little bit faster. So any comments or questions, we'll be happy to message you or respond to your comments below. Thanks for listening.